think we're live.
It says on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it on my phone.
Oh, because you only see me, you mean?
Hold on, I'm gonna look on my phone and see if we're actually live or not. Because I don't know. Are we live? Okay, I think we're live, Mom.
It says on Facebook.
All right. Okay. Well, that's interesting. All right. Greetings. It's Christine Ruiz of ChristineDeco.com. And the beautiful lady on the camera is my mama.
Hello, everyone.
You introduce yourself, Mom.
I have a name other than Mama from Christine, but my name is Lisa Hare, and I am live from Stone Mountain, Georgia.
All right. Okay, so you guys know I talk about my mom all the time because she's definitely a big inspiration to me. Mom, you can breathe. You look like you're nervous. It's okay.
No, I'm sitting here watching TV and talking to you, so I'm not going to look at the TV that's in front of me.
Okay, we're going to give a few disclaimers, right? I'm not a professional speaker. My mom's not a professional speaker. For those of you who have watched my live videos, you know I am not about perfection. I'm about just being myself because that's what I know how to do. And sometimes I can be a little quirky. Hi, Rolita. So I have my phone here so I can see us here. This is how we look. And I think it's like a 20-second delay or something. But so I really just wanted to get my mother on here to just talk with me. She's been a big inspiration to me. She still is. And I always feel like I'm always telling her, Mom, you have a beautiful story. You've got so much to share. And she's like, oh, it's just me. You know, she downplays it. But hold on, Danny needs this hot chocolate. Well, warm chocolate. So today we're just gonna talk. So relax, Mom, put your shoulders down. It's okay. We're just gonna talk, but she has great posture, you're right. We're just gonna talk. If you guys, I think I have this on my phone. I'm gonna try to mute it, so I will try to be able to see. Relax, Mom, put your shoulders down. Oops, okay. How do I mute it on my phone? Talk, but, okay, I can see. All right, I see Mike. Jay said, hi, Christine's mom. See, you can't see the comments, Mom, but I can. So anyhow, when you guys hit the like button, your phone and your computer will not blow up, share. But so today we're going to talk about your why. And some people might be like, what is your why? When it comes to entrepreneurship, network marketing, that whole industry, oftentimes you're told you have to have your why. And your why essentially is your reason that keeps you going, because being a business owner can be hard. Being a parent can be hard. Being a relationship can be hard. But when you have a why, when you have that thing, whether it's a person, a place, a goal, whatever it is that you centered on, that's what keeps you going when times are not so good. Because obviously when things are all good, it's easy to just enjoy life and go through it. But having your why and why it's important. So, Mom, I'm gonna, it's just like us having a normal conversation. And you guys, we've been trying to test this live out for forever. And Mom Shemai's on here. Somebody said Mom is fine. Where do you think I get these looks from? Actually, I look like my dad, but I get my best looks from my mom. So anyway, Mom, I guess my question for you is, what has been your biggest inspiration or motivation? Because you've been through some stuff, you've had a good life, but you've been through some stuff. What keeps you going?
I think in the beginning, I have many different challenges that I've overcome. But I think at being a mom at a very early age, at 18, yes, I did go to college, Syracuse University, for the School of Architecture, and I got pregnant my first semester. So my biggest inspiration was to know to keep moving on for my child at the time, who was Kurt, my firstborn. And I think with life as it progressed and the different challenges that I had, it was really my children that were my inspiration. Because trust me, I don't care how strong you are, you always think, well, what if I just give up? And you may think, some people think it longer than others. I thought it for about 3 seconds, and then I had children. And unfortunately, the other half wasn't as strong. So then it was like, well, who else is going to take care of my child other than me? So I think from the beginning, it was always just, it was always really just my children, and that was my inspiration. I love my parents. They're the best parents to me in the world, but they were not an option. I did not think of my mom and dad raising my son because it was like, oh Lord, not that old school type, uh, family raising. And I think those were the things that say I had to keep going on for my children.
Aw. Well, thank you, Mom. Thank you for going on. Um, and so of course I've shared a bit of your story. Just was when we first moved to Georgia and how everything happened within, was it the first 6 months, maybe?
I guess the first 3 months, it seemed like all shit happened, but I just was determined that I'm here. I'm not going back. I made that move and planned it. Ended up going back to college, and I graduated from Stony Brook University. And I wanted a different lifestyle for my family, for my children. I was divorced at that time, and I said it's a new beginning. And when I got to Georgia, um, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I also got pregnant again from a relationship that I had been in for about 5 years, and we ultimately got married. But it just seemed like everything was just going crazy. And I thought again for about 3 seconds, should I turn around and go back to New York, where it was more familiar and I had a better support system? And I just said, no, I'm starting over and I'm going to make it. Even with all these adversities that were coming my way, I'm going to make it. And really, again, it goes back to looking at my kids, and I'm like, okay, they're looking at me now because at that time, Christina's 14, Kurt's 17. And I don't want to be an example of when the going gets rough, you quit and give up. And I knew that this was a pivotal age when they're looking at me and saying, so what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So again, I think it's just looking at now Kurt, who's 17, Kristen, who's 14, and saying, I can't, I'm their example, and I can't tell them something and then turn around and do something totally different. So
Right.
that was another opportunity.
It's funny. And it's funny because when I moved from Georgia back up to New York, you always, I feel like boy, toddlers don't care what you're trying to do, conduct business or not. But I feel like, you always supported me, but I know a lot of the family was like, why would you go back to New York? It's expensive. That's no place to raise a kid. You always supported me, but I think for me, it was kind of, I always viewed how you didn't just tell us what to do in life. You didn't just talk a good game. You really took action, right? And I think, you still there, Mom? You're so stiff.
I'm here. I'm listening.
And when it was time when I decided,
give him a lollipop.
He's got everything. Here, take this.
See, I would keep something in his mouth and he'll be preoccupied.
Okay. He's eating those hot wasabi things. When it came to me deciding to move back to New York, I think it was one of those things where I wanted to at least try. And I always said, if I failed, I guess I'll just have to be humble, go back to Georgia, move in with you in your beautiful home. Looks beautiful, by the way. And start over. But I really was just like, something in me was like, it's your time to branch out, and you don't have to just try to stay close to family because your support system there. Do something just to be able to take that risk and go and do. With Ava every night, we prayed about it and we talked and she was excited. But I think for me, and that's sort of been the biggest thing for me in Driver, is remembering watching you so many times and how you decided to act, and also what you allowed and didn't allow in your life, the energy, you know what I'm saying? You weren't really on this negative talk and being depressive. You were always like, life happens, move forward, right?
Yeah, I never look back. I always say, if you don't succeed, you try again. And it's okay to try many, many times. I shouldn't even say this, but my running joke is I've been married 3 times. I always tell people my name is Lisa, last name subject to change. I know
right.
But the thing is, in life, just try. If you don't try, you can't even say shoulda, coulda, woulda. Just try it. And if you fail, learn from those mistakes, get back up, and try again. And I'll continue to try different things until the day I die, when I get my last breath. But I always say, with me coming to Georgia, people were saying, why would you just leave with your two children and come to Georgia? You don't know anyone. You're starting, I didn't have a job. I didn't have a place to live. Um, but I'm crazy like that, adventurous. And I knew that my goal was I hadn't financially prepared for my kids to go to college. And I knew in Georgia,
The
if you
Hope
stay here,
Scholarship.
the Hope Scholarship. So I said that would be a ticket for them to continue. And my mom always said, I want all of my children to go to college. Um, and we all did go. My goal was I want all my children to go and to graduate. And for the next generation, which was my grandchildren, I want you all to go graduate and get a master's. But we have to, each generation has to be better than what you did in your life. And that's why I pushed. So when Christina said she wanted to go to Georgia, to New York, first I was like, but Ava, because I'm really close to Ava. But then you know what? I can't let my feelings hinder her development and her growth. And that's why I supported her. And I said, well, let Ava stay with me until you get yourself together. And that's how I helped Christine so that she wouldn't have all the baggage of looking for a child. You know, I felt bad because my daughter every day would call me and she was bag lady every night trying to figure out where she was going to spend the night. And I was
But
like,
I was the happiest homeless person. I to this day will say that. I was the happiest.
every day she called me after work and say, oh, I found this person, or I hooked up with one of my Sarah sisters, or I got a coworker to let me spend the night. And I'm like, oh my God. But you know
Wow.
what? I
Just so,
believed in.
just so you know, Shemay
Yeah.
said this is everything. And she said sometimes crazy gets it done. And Rolita, one of my friends, said her grandma and her mom were both married 3 times. So you're not alone. And was Elizabeth
Yeah.
was married like 8. You're not alone. But no, no, but it's funny because you moved without a job and a place to live. I had a job. Remember, I got my job before I moved. I literally drove up from Georgia to New York, arrived the day before I had to start work. I got there Sunday at 3 a.m. and then my first day at work was Monday. But I started with a job, but I was homeless. But yeah, I stayed. Remember, I got to stay in the Mercedes house, the Mercedes-Benz building, in a penthouse.
Mm-hmm.
I still to this day don't know those people, but they let me stay in their house. I guess it's kind of weird. But anyhow, and then my
You know what? I think it's a flip thing because when Christine asked what's my inspiration, it's my children. I live for my children. And I've always said, if something happened and it said, you know, give your life for your children, I would gladly do it. I've lived my life. I want them to live. I give my heart, I give my organs. They can have it.
I went through
Um,
all of that.
but I also say that my inspiration is my children, but my strength really, and I know it's cliche or sounds yeah, but my strength really comes when I've hit those times of adversity or challenge. It really is Jesus. And I say the word Jesus because God can be anybody's God, but when you say Jesus, you know it's the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. But really, I think sometimes when you get in your private zone, that is your inner self and having Jesus in your life keeps you moving on and say, there's a better tomorrow. It's going to work out. I got to just dig a little harder, work stronger, but it will work out. But really, that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Oh, you ready to be quiet? Hold on. We moved. And Shemay said, we moved without a place to live, 3 kids in tow from a different country. But you know, Shemay is crazy like us. So
Yeah. And you gotta probably have a dash of crazy to because you really are going against all odds. You're going against the comfort zone. You're going against what's safe, what's familiar. And I think that could be applicable to a lot of times when Christine talks about venturing into a different business. You got to have a dash of crazy because otherwise you're just always going to be where it's content and safe and you don't grow that way.
right.
I've grown so much. I've gotten so much. I consider myself successful that I have 3 beautiful children. None of them have ever been in jail. They have, no drugs, no venereal diseases that I know of. They're good, law-abiding citizens. So I'm successful. I don't have any
See why I have
miscellaneous
no sense. I'm
grandchildren
gonna say no.
that I don't know. So, for a woman to have been
That's you can
18,
tell your age. Who says VDs? It's STDs now, Mom. Nobody says VDs. But that's
well, I still say reefer, and I think everybody says, what do you say? Marijuana, whatever. But anyway, yeah, I'm 56 and proud of it. I will wear a big poster that says 56.
speaking
No, I'm
of,
55. I'll be 56 in December.
and
But
this
I
is
always
I never know how old I am because my mom don't know how old she is, and Kurt never knows how old he is. But real quick, this is a side note. For those of you who are my Facebook friends, I posted last night, there is a casting call and it's nationwide for people 50 and plus who are venturing out into a new business or doing something like a total career change. I put the compensation, they're not filming until January, but the submission is due November 5th. So if you want the information, send me a direct message with your email address. Don't email me or text me and go, sorry, don't direct message me and go, what's the information? Just send me your email address so I can forward the email to you. But I don't want them getting spammed with a bunch of stuff, but it's not my casting. I'm not a casting agent. And Desiree's on here. Remember Desiree? She's on here.
Yep.
So yeah, that was just quick. You said your agent made me think about it because I know a few people reached out to me last night. But if you are 50 and older, shout out to the 50 and older crew. My mom's in that crew.
I'm proud of it.
Right. When people talk about the whole thing of, oh, I don't want to get older or this whole ageism, I'm always like, if someone's like, Brittany's always like, oh, you old. And I was like, I'd rather be old and alive than not here and young. That's just me. Like, if you're old, it's a gift because everyone doesn't make
I think it's a blessing because that takes me back to when I was 35. I was diagnosed with breast cancer and I was pregnant with my third child, Falake.
So you were 35.
I was 35. And that was, again, my inspiration with my third child because I looked at her and the relationship, the marriage that I was in was going south. And I realized if I'm not alive to take care of her, I wouldn't want her father, who's not a bad person, but I didn't think he was strong enough to really be the only parent in her life. So that was my inspiration, yet again, my children, to keep pushing forward, to overcome, and to remain alive and keep moving forward.
And it's crazy because I was telling the other day when I was it 27, about to turn 28, I thought of Janice a lot because remember, Aunt Janice died at 27.
Yeah.
And then I was saying, because I'm turning 35 in March. I am turning 35 in March. I believe I'm turning 35 in March. Right? I think so.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that a lot because I'm like, I'm young. I'm still fly. And I can't, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want, that was a lot for you to go through at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're seeing more women, sadly, who are being diagnosed and they're in their 30s and sometimes even in their 20s. And back then, that was very young.
Well, I was pregnant. I was 29 weeks pregnant when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And it was aggressive and it just, it was another, that's when I moved to Georgia. It was 3 months after I moved to Georgia. It was just another shocker. But I just, you just push forward, you get over it. And I looked at Falake when she was born and I'm like, I've got to stay alive. I want to see her graduate from high school. I want to see her today. And it just keeps pushing me forward to move on. Everyone has to have some kind of inspiration that makes them move forward, that puts one foot in front of the other, and you don't look back. I always say you can't, if you look back, you're going to fall. So
Right.
Always remember your past, but keep moving forward.
Yeah, because the past you can't undo, you can't do anything about it, but you can do something about today.
Mm-hmm.
Do something about your present and make different decisions or try different things. Well, I don't want to keep people on too long. So I want to thank you, Mom. This morning was trying to my spirit because not my mom. Once she figured out how to get on her phone and get on Zoom, it wasn't her. It was literally the technology was frustrating the mess out of me. And I think
moving forward.
Right.
You let it defeat you and you didn't get up on this call and say, well, we woulda, coulda, shoulda, but we're going to do something else. See? So it's perseverance and just keep moving forward.
Yes. And so, Mom, like I said, thank you for your time and for sharing with us. I'm going to, I see a bunch of comments. Rolita said, first of all, I'm 59. It's not old. It's seasoned. My grandma lived to 101. She was old.
Yeah.
So
no, really, I think the older you get, the more confident or better you are. In your 20s, you're just stupid. And if I offend anybody, I'm sorry. Your 20s, you're dumb. You think you know what you don't. You start to figure it out. I think I got this right. Your 40s, you're like, okay. By the time you're 50, you're in total control. You care less about who says what. You're just doing what you're doing. You're not living for your parents' approval. You're not living for your friends' approval. You're not trying to do anything for anyone else but you. And then I think 60s and 70s, the only thing about those ages is the body parts start to ache and hurt. So just make sure you eat right and exercise to prevent those things.
Ooh, plug. This is a plug for me. Anyone who is, whether you're young or old, your health and wellness is important. So if you guys are looking for some alternatives for healthier products, holla at your girl. Right, Mom?
Yeah. Christine is goofy. She thinks she's really sophisticated, but
I'm
she's
so
goofy.
cool. Right?
Yeah.
Look at everyone saying
Yeah.
Christine is amazingly cool. That's what the comments are saying. Not really.
I'm her
But thank
mom.
you.
I know she's goofy. But anyway,
All right.
I've got places to go, people to see, and things to do.
This is how she's on the phone too. You always got to get off the phone with me. I can't get off the phone with my mom. She has to be the one to initiate us getting off the phone, even when she called me or I was trying to get off the phone first. She's like, no, well, I gotta go. Bye. Okay, so I'm gonna end this, and I gotta figure out how we do this. Oh, on Facebook. Let's see. Okay, so guys, see you guys. What is it today? Friday. So see you guys Monday. Thank you, Mama. And
You're welcome.
don't forget if you need help with business and using storytelling to grow your business, I put a link in the comments somewhere. I'm not sure what direction it is. Feel free to click on that. It's a free training on using storytelling to grow your business. But storytelling, like I said, can be used with anything: family, marriage, business. So, all right, Mom, I love you. I love you, Mama.
Love you too. Bye, crazy.